Hi, boys and girls. We are going to be reading Whistle for Willie. And this is our Lesson 23 anchor text in our Unit 5 textbook. This is Journeys, Grade 1. So this is the man who drew the pictures and wrote the story, and his name is Ezra Jack Keats. And when he was a little boy, guess what? His mom was so proud of his art that when he colored on the table, she would just leave it there. I thought that was funny. This is a realistic fiction story, so it could have happened in real life. It didn't, but it could have. And I have a little card to show you. Where did I stick it? Right here. So you see this girl. Is she looking at herself in the mirror? I can see her from behind in that big mirror. Is she dressing up? Is she playing dress up? Look at all this clothes that she is trying on. Is she trying to look like an adult? Do you think she's trying to look like a grown-up in this picture? Maybe she's trying to dress like her grandma. Have you guys ever tried to dress up like your mom or dad? Like if it was your dad, did you try to put on his shoes or maybe put on his suit or his work clothes? Well, in the story, Peter, he's going to be dressing up. Later in the story, he's going to be dressing up like his dad. Don't get tricked. So, um, let's go ahead and move on to reading this story. Whistle for Willie. There's Willie. There's Peter. He's trying to whistle. Let's see what the story is about. Oh, how Peter wished he could whistle. He saw a boy playing with his dog. Whenever the boy whistled, the dog ran straight to him. Oh. Peter tried and tried to whistle, but he couldn't. So instead, he began to turn himself around and around. He whirled faster and faster. When he stopped, everything turned down and up. Is he getting dizzy? And up and down and around and around. Not right now, but later on today. Try turning around. Like try to turn it around as many times as you can and then stop and see if you feel dizzy the same way he did, going up and down and around. So that's what he was doing instead of whistling. Peter saw his dog, Willie, coming. That's his dog. Quick as a wink, he hid in an empty carton lying on the sidewalk. So they must be talking about this cardboard box right here that he's in when they say carton. Wouldn't it be funny if I whistled? Peter thought. Willie would stop and look all around to see who it was. Peter tried again to whistle, but still he couldn't. So Willie just walked on. So, yeah, he didn't even know he was inside of there. Peter got out of the carton and started home. On the way, he took some colored chalks out of his pocket and drew a long, long line right up to his door. So wherever he used to be, he had some chalk in his pocket, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's this line right here, and he must have been like turned around drawing it. Look, it went all the way to his home. He stood there and tried to whistle again. He blew till his cheeks were tired, but nothing happened. Did he get dressed up in his dad's hat? He went into his house and put on his father's old hat to make himself feel more grown up. He looked into the mirror to practice whistling. Still no whistle. When his mother saw what he was doing, Peter pretended that he was his father. He said, "I've come home early today, dear. Is Peter here?" His mother answered, "Why, no. He's outside with Willie." "Well, I'll go out and look for them," said Peter. That's funny. Maybe he thought if he was acting like a grown-up that he would be able to whistle. Maybe he just wanted to pretend he was already grown up. So he would already know how to do it. First, he walked along a crack in the sidewalk. Then he tried to run away from his shadow. There's his shadow. He jumped off his shadow. But when he landed, they were together again. Maybe you could try that on a sunny day, jumping on and off your shadow. He came to the corner where the Carton was, and who should he see but Willie. So he's about to turn the corner, and he sees his dog. So what do you think he's going to do? Oh, he hid underneath that carton again. Peter scrambled under the carton. He blew and blew. Suddenly, out came a real whistle. Willie stopped and looked around to see who it was. "It's me!" Peter shouted and stood up. Willie raced straight to him. Peter ran home to show his father and mother what he could do. They loved Peter's whistling. So did Willie. Peter's mother asked him and Willie to go on an errand to the grocery store. An errand's like a little trip that you make to go get something done. He whistled all the way there, and he whistled all the way home. Oh, he's practicing. And that's it. Let's go ahead and read the questions. It says, what lesson can you learn from Peter? Okay, I don't know about you, but I thought the lesson was if you keep on trying and don't give up and have a growth mindset, then you'll be able to do whatever you want. He couldn't do it, but he kept on practicing until one day he could do it. Okay, let's see what other question there is. Why does Peter want to learn to whistle? I think he was inspired by the boy at the beginning of the story who was whistling to his dog, and then his dog would come over. And he'd come over. And he wanted his dog, Willie, he wanted to get his dog's attention so that when he whistled, he would come to him. So he was doing it for his dog, Willie. Peter learns how to whistle. What have you learned how to do because you kept trying? I don't want to speak for you, but when you were little, you kept on trying to walk until you could walk. And now that you're 6 and 7 years old, you keep on practicing your reading and writing, and you're getting better at it all the time because you keep trying. Okay, boys and girls, that's it for our day one read of Whistle for Willie. Bye-bye.